right, let me grab there's like no one here. So I'm going to grab my information here. My computer is dying. Oh, look, I got the notification right away. If you're watching the replay, give me a few minutes. We do the regular speech and then we'll get into it. All right, let me pull up this week's collaborators. As you guys come in, just tell me where you're from, what you're doing, how your weekend was, all of that fun jazz. All right. All right, good morning. I'm going to get started because I know it looks like some of you are starting to come in now. And my computer is slowly dying. It's doing the slow die, which means that it's going to die even faster now that I'm live, which is wonderful. All right, so welcome to the Homesteaders of America YouTube channel. As many of you already know and are coming in, this is our weekly live stream for our garden tour series. And this garden tour series is an extension of our How to Grow Your Own Food series, which was a very popular series we started back in March, teaching people how to grow their own food in different climates, in different areas, in different ways. So the garden tour series is an extension of that, so you can actually sit down and see people gardening in different climates, whether it's a market garden, back to Eden garden, high tunnel, raised beds, anything. It's all kinds of different crazy, and it's amazing. And I'm learning so much, and you guys are learning so much. We hear every week from you guys in the comments that you're just loving the series. So I hope that you will share the series with your friends and family as we continue to go on. Now, this series does go through the middle of December, and I know that seems like a kind of a far ways away, but it's not. And I'm sorry, there's a playing baby in the background, but at least he's happy. But surprisingly enough, a lot of our gardens, our summer gardens, are starting to die down, at least from the middle of the country down. And I know my garden personally is starting to die down, which is why we plant a fall garden. So you can start kind of reaping the benefits from that as well as the end of the season goes. So for a lot of people, their gardens are dying down. And they're kind of like in the depths of canning. Hey, Junior, can you get him to stop that? They're kind of in the depths of canning and preserving. Last week, I canned, I think it was 55 quarts of tomatoes, which was amazing. Now, not all of those came from our garden. I'm so sorry. Some of them came from a local orchard. And they have 4 we can get seconds. And that's something I wanted to mention to you guys today, because if you don't have, your garden didn't do as well as you thought it would, or if you don't have a garden and you still want to do some canning this year, a lot of times your local garden centers, orchards, farmers markets, a lot of them will sell bushels of seconds, which are imperfect vegetables and fruits. And you can get them for fairly cheap. So Virginia is always a little bit higher than most places in the South because we're so close to Washington, D.C. So I got, you can get a half bushel of seconds tomatoes for between $11 and $15 for a half bushel, which I thought wasn't too bad. So you can get one bushel for around $20 to $30. So we did that. I did that this past week, did some tomatoes and did some peaches. So it was fun, kind of messy, but fun. So this week we have some collaborators with us. I think they've all been with us before. Yes. How this works is we have different collaborators every single week, and you will go to their channel to find their garden tours. I have been meaning to get some farm tours up, but they're not on my hard drive. And so my laptop can't handle video very well unless it's something that I've already uploaded through the cloud. And so I'm working on getting a new computer so I can get get those videos edited for you. They are from earlier in the year, but I think they're still really beneficial to you guys. So I'm going to try to get that done in the next couple weeks. I know I've been saying that for a while, but I think you're really going to enjoy them. One is from Katie Milhorn from the Milhorn Farmstead in Idaho, and the other is Melissa K. Norris's Homestead, which I think you're going to enjoy. Let's see the chat real quick. Good morning, Farm Life Outfitters. Good morning, all. Rita, you're not too late. You can still learn a lot from the series. North Star Prep Setter said I stopped at a food stand this week in North Minnesota, and they wanted $3.50 per pound of peaches. Yeah, the further north you get, I feel like the more expensive stuff gets. So it is what it is. All right, let's get to this week's collaborators. So you're going to find all this information in the description below, and you can click on them and find them and learn amazing things. So first up is Venison for Dinner. She is wonderful. I don't know if you guys have watched her yet. I know a lot of you have, but she's actually in Canada. And so she's up north. So those of you who are in a northern climate like Michigan, you would really want to watch her because she's got a pretty crazy growing season, like an almost non-existent growing season, which is incredible how much she can get done in that small amount of time. So go check her out. Hey, It's a Good Life is with us again this week. She's in California, so she's on the other side of the country from me. Urban Overalls, Connie is with us. She's in Colorado, and if you guys wouldn't mind just thinking about her, keeping her in your thoughts and prayers, she is fairly near the fires that are happening in Colorado. So I'm not sure she's going to get a garden tour video out this week, but definitely check it out if she does. Homestead Evolution is with us again this week. They're here in Virginia. They're actually not very far from me. And they have a smaller garden, but they are expanding every single year. And then I believe Independence Acres Homestead's going to be with us again this week. That's the last one. He was supposed to be with us last week, but the big storm that went through up north, what was it, the week before last, just completely demolished like all kinds of things for various different people. They call it a derecho, and we actually had it here in Virginia, maybe 6 years ago, I guess. And it's no joke. It's pretty crazy. I mean, we had downed trees in minutes, and it was very scary. We were actually driving when it happened, and it will damage anything in its path. It's especially your garden. It will flatten, and that's what farmers in the north and west are seeing right now. Just ruined crops, not only crops, but grain silos. I mean, it's a pretty big deal, and unsurprisingly, the media is not picking it up whatsoever. Some of you probably haven't even heard of it. I mean, I asked my husband the other day if he had heard of it, and he's like, "What? No." So, and that happens because a lot of times when big commercial farmers are impacted by storms like these, the media doesn't like to talk about it because it will cause, maybe not in the outerlying regions of the country, but in the immediate regions where these things are happening, you're going to experience some kind of shortage. It might be a food shortage. Hopefully that sun stays out so you can see me now that I'm highlighted. It might be a food shortage. It could be a grain shortage for livestock feed. There will be some kind of impact because you can't lose all of that food without there being an impact. So a lot of times they don't pick that up. That happened, year before last, when there was all the flooding out in the west that ruined, it was like 40-50% of our country's corn and grain source. It was just crazy. And a lot of people did feel the livestock food shortages and just shortages in general. And it's shortages you won't think about. It'll be bread shortages because they don't have enough grain to make all the bread. It'll be it'll come up in different things like that, different processed foods that you like that come in a box, like crackers or chips or something like that. That you won't really notice offhand unless you're paying attention. So it's just really important to note that. And, that's something that happens in gardening too, in farming. You're going to have to prepare for natural disasters that happen. And sometimes there's just things that you can't do anything about. So say hi. Say hello. You guys kind of matched today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you planned that. Okay, so those are our collaborators for this week. I need to choose last week's winner for the Farm Life Outfitters t-shirt. So I will do that today once this little lump of sugar goes to sleep. I do want to do a giveaway today. So
I do a giveaway like all kinds.
no. Well, you know the rules for the giveaways. And what we'll do is I will figure out a giveaway and then you guys can just comment. So it'll be a surprise giveaway. And if you don't want the giveaway, then you can pass on it. How about that? I'll go through my book shelf and see what I have. So the rules are you go through the collaborators, you watch their video, you come back here and you go there and comment. But you come back here, leave a comment, tell me a single comment for each one. Which video you watched, what you loved about it, what you learned about it, what inspired you. If you share this video or you share one of those videos, come back and comment on that. And I will choose a random giveaway winner and then I will let you know what it is once you win. That's fun, right? I do want to ask you guys, like, what are some things? So we have a few people watching, probably our loyal people who watch every week. So what are some things you want to learn about outside gardening? So, gardening season is starting to slow down in the gardening portion of it. Not necessarily the preserving portion of it, but surpassing gardening, we would really love to know what you want to see on this channel because there are just things that we could talk about. There are things we could teach you about, interactive things, DIY things. So we would really love to know what things you'd like to talk about. You can throw it up in the live chat or you can leave a comment on the video if you're watching the replay, which a lot of you will do. So we just want to know. We're kind of trying to plan the rest of our year out. Since we're not having the in-person conference this year, that kind of gives me more time to, well, kind of, but it kind of gives me more time to focus on doing other things. And even though the conference is still kind of hard work, but I'd love to know what you guys are interested in learning about so that we can provide that information for you. So let us know and we'll try to work on it. But all right, don't forget the collaborators in the description. Don't forget the giveaway rules, which are also in the description. And I hope that you guys have a great week. I'm going to get off here. It's another homeschool day for us, and my child needs the computer while he's motivated to do it. So, all right, guys, thank you for joining me once again this week. And as always, happy homesteading.